Go ahead. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Dave, and y'all know what it is. I'm back with another banger. You dig? What up, though? Man, I got another one. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share the channel. It only helps the channel grow. We trying to make this pop. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe and don't just watch it. Make sure y'all like it and don't just watch it. I'm coming with good content. Man, a 15-year-old was shot at the park in Detroit, and you'll never guess who shot her. Man, I got a video queued up. I'm gonna let y'all hear this audio, and then I'm gonna get into it. Let's get it.
Just before we get started, just so everybody knows, this is the update about the juvenile shooting. Anybody that wants any information about curfews for this weekend, you guys can get with us after the meeting and we'll get you those stats up.
Is everyone ready?
Yep.
You ready to go ahead and just state your name and spell for us and give us your title?
My name is John Stewart, Johnstewart. I'm a captain with the Detroit Police Department assigned to organized crime.
When you start and tell us what happened the other night, where you guys are with the case.
Yeah, on August 27th at around 6:15, we received a 911 call for a young lady shot in a park in the area of 19800 Shaner. Upon arriving, officers observed a young lady shot in her left forearm. They immediately rendered aid and got medics to the scene where she was conveyed to the hospital. Shortly after making the scene, officers were able to canvass the area and identified a male who was in possession of a purple semi-automatic pistol. This pistol also matches the gun that was described by witnesses at the shooting scene, leading us to believe we were able, at that point, had the weapon that had fired the shot that struck the young lady. But other evidence led us to believe that the young man who had it wasn't, in fact, our shooter. Well, yesterday, officers in the 9th Precinct apprehended who we believed to be our shooter, who was a 13-year-old male.
13.
Yes,
That's insane.
yes. The victim in this situation being 15 and the young male being 13, and we're able to identify at this time that they're both from the same household. The young lady went to the park in order to meet another young lady to have a fight, at which point her 13-year-old brother produced the handgun and fired a shot that struck the young lady.
So, but the gun belonged to somebody else?
So right now, it's part of our investigation to trace back the path of ownership of the gun. But we just find it alarming that, a 15-year-old girl would go to a park to fight with her 13-year-old brother who's armed with a gun.
Well. Another tragedy in the city of Detroit. And it's starting to get a little bit out of hand with these teenagers. And I'm talking about these are teenagers, these are kids, these are young kids. And it's starting to get very out of control with these weapons and these shootings and everything that's going on in the city right now. And we really have to get serious. What I don't understand is, where are the parents at? Why don't the parents know where their children are at 6 something in the evening? The only thing I can think of is the parents at work and they letting the 15-year-old watch the 13-year-old, like a lot of parents do, especially when it ain't a father in the household, which none of it is making sense. Or the parents is just not paying attention and not giving a damn and trusting them to do whatever. But what I want to know, this girl got into an altercation with a young lady to the point that they talked to each other either on social media or the phone, and they went to meet up at a park on Detroit East Side to fight. And the 15-year-old took her 13-year-old brother with her, which was armed with a purple gun. And we said we'd never guess who shot her. Her own brother shot her by mistake. Before the fight can even really get started, whatever happened, we don't know how the gun went off. We don't know if he shot the gun or it just went off. But what we do know is the sister has been shot by her own brother. And right now it's getting treated in the hospital. Now, this 13-year-old, we don't know how the gun appeared in another guy's hand, because when the police got on the scene, it was another guy with the gun, with the purple gun. And come to find out, they found out later it was the 13-year-old brother who shot the sister. And it's just not making any sense. These are teenagers. These are young kids. This young lady is 15 years old, bringing a 13-year-old brother armed to help her fight. Now, at the end of the day, what I'm still not understanding is clear is where the parents are at. We don't know where the gun is coming from. They're going to trace the gun back, so we can't wait to find out who gun it is. I'm really thinking it's the mother's gun, because it's a colorful gun, it's a purple gun, and I can be wrong. The 15-year-old could have had that gun, because this 15-year-old girl has a record already for guns, fighting, assaults. She just got out of juvenile before the fight. This little girl has a track record already. So the parents has to know that things are going on in this kid's head. This little girl is a walking time bomb. So I'm quite sure the parents know their child. I'm quite sure they had to be there to get her out of jail and come to meetings and all kinds of stuff with schools and everything, because the girl is always into something. So my thing is, if you know you have a child going through these extreme measurements, where are you at? We're getting them the help that they need, because she clearly needs help. Now she's dragging her 13-year-old brother in this. Now already he has something on his name. He done shot his own sibling. And he's only 13. He just shot his own sibling. So where's this going to go next for him? Is he going to think it's cool and be getting a hold of guns and out here shooting and robbing and fighting and acting a fool? This world is getting out of hand. These teenagers are taking over. They're getting out of hand. They robbing, they stealing, and they popping up with guns from everywhere. I don't know where they're getting these guns from. I don't know if they're getting them from home, if they're stealing them from their parents. But whatever's going on, it needs to stop. See, it always starts at home. And the minute a kid starts to crawl to the point they start to walk, you should start cramming things into their mind. You should be putting things in their head early. They should be learning right from wrong early. They should be understanding. And that's why you have to keep your kids in programs. When they get out of school, yeah, when I got out of school, we did everything. We had our whole summer, unless you had to go to summer school because you wasn't doing right. But even when you're doing good, I think you should keep your kid busy, especially in these social media days, because these kids argue on social media. They're committing suicide from social media. They're being bullied on social media. Now, this sounds like some street gang stuff when you start meeting somebody somewhere to fight. And these are young girls. These ain't boys. These are girls. I couldn't imagine my daughter meeting someone in the park and I'm not knowing where she's at 6 something, and I'm not knowing where my 13-year-old son is at 6 something. They both out the house and they armed. Tragedy after tragedy. No one cares. We set up for failure. You got to keep your kids, I address people, keep your kids in programs. When they get out of school, have some kind of program for them to go to next. If it's tutoring, or if it's some kind of mentor program, something to keep them busy. They need to be kept busy. When school is out, put them in a program, some kind of camping program, some kind of dance program, some kind of program where they can learn and have an activity. It's getting serious out here, and we got to get better with how we raise our children. But the thing that's sad about this whole thing, we ain't heard nothing from a parent yet. And these children was out in the streets at 6 something in PM going to get into a fight, and they was armed. So I don't have much more to say about this, but we need to get better and understand where our children is at and learn how to watch our children a little bit better. There's no way in hell I don't know what's going on with my children, especially if I had a daughter that had a track record like this. Man, I'd have had all kinds of things set up. She wouldn't have been just leaving no house that easy. It wouldn't have been happening in my household. I'm sorry. And I ain't perfect. You ain't gonna know where your child at every 24 hours a day. You ain't gonna know every move they make, but God damn it, I'm gonna know something. Because you're supposed to know your children. People know who their children are. You know what kind of children you got, and you know what kind of children you raising and not raising. So all I got to say to this is pay attention to your children, keep them in programs, keep them busy, and give them the understanding that they need and the love that they need. Because some of these kids be looking for love on the streets, and they go find it from someone older, and that's when they turn to the streets. We got to get better, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share the channel. It only helps the channel grow. And I'm going to go on and get out of here in a minute, but I'm going to leave y'all with these special words. Parents, know where your children are at, because if you don't, it can turn worse than this just turned out. It can end to death, and we don't want that. Enough of our black babies are dying. Real talk.